Hey, Tristan, it is Final Four time, baby. Here we go. The top four teams in the nation are getting it on. But before that, man, I can't help but think it was a little bit of a choke job going on this past weekend. Congrats to FAU, man. Uh,
Yep.
uh, you know, beating K State. I had K State, going all the way. Congrats to FAU. It was K State's to lose, just like Texas, and we'll get to them here in a little bit. But the surprise of the tournament, San Diego State and FAU, right? I mean, wouldn't you say?
Love San Diego State, man.
I had San Diego State for 4 rounds, bud, and I had them losing. I didn't have them going the whole way, but I did have San Diego State 4 rounds. I mean, like we said before we started, I was I'm gonna end up number 2 in our pick'em bracket. If UConn doesn't win it all, but dude, you love an underdog story, don't you? Isn't that just the?
I love teams that can just physically beat you in the paint and on the boards, and that is San Diego State.
No.
They beat probably the best team in the tournament in Alabama, and then they beat Creighton. Now they got to play FAU in the Final Four. I don't know who saw this Final Four coming, but I mean it's definitely a come out of nowhere.
Yeah, I'm that's what I think, man. I mean, I like FAU. The FAU San Diego State story is just a great story. I didn't see, dude, I didn't see UConn, doing what they're doing. Miami, I think Miami's the most talented team in the tournament that's left. Just raw, physical talent. I think it's just hands down. But dude, the parity in the NCAA basketball now is just beautiful to where it's a fucking coin flip. Donnie, welcome aboard, bud. We're just talking over this weekend's games. The Cinderellas, FAU, San Diego State. I don't know if you could really call them Cinderellas anymore, though, man.
No, and none of them are like true Cinderellas, 10 plus. Right. That's kind of FAU is a 9 seed and they're the worst, but everything else is a 4 and a 5. I mean, you expect them to play well, but having no 1s or 2s this deep into the tournament, that's pretty strange.
And Donnie said, FAU the worst, and they might win the whole fucking thing.
Yeah. They definitely had a tough road to go. I mean, they had to go through, Fair Dixon was not that bad, but then they went through Tennessee, then they went through Kansas State, and now they're going to have to go through San Diego State, who just knocked off Alabama and Creighton. So
I thought K State was a good. I thought they were a very good basketball team.
They are. I mean, Noel is crazy.
Right.
And then that other kid, I can't remember his name, but he's really good too. But I mean, FAU just got it done when they needed to.
I mean, okay, so we, you got the FAU thing, which is understandable. San Diego State. After I was saying earlier, Donnie, I had San Diego State going 4 rounds in the tournament. I didn't have them going this far, but I had them going 4 rounds.
But then I did not have them beating Alabama.
And they come out and beat Creighton barely. Miami has to come back to beat Texas. But dude, Gonzaga, really? I mean, you're going to get this far and then lay a fucking egg?
That's what they always do, though.
Yeah, it's their.
But no, I thought it was like a step below this, like in the elite.
No, they always make it to the Elite Eight, Final Four, and then they just get fucked. Like it's every year with them. Like it was bound to happen. It was coming.
Dude, if Gonzaga was anything like A&M or Texas, that coach would be fired for not going all the way. I mean, thank you for everything you've done, but if you can't win the big one, bye-bye. Adios. See you later. But that was just piss poor. I mean, piss poor.
You want to talk about choke job? Texas, dude. I mean,
man, Miami just came out and opened up a full can in the second half.
Yeah, that's a choke job if I've ever seen one.
So we're sitting there. I'm sitting there last night at a buddy's house, and he's got a golf simulator, and we're playing Austin Country Club where they do the Dell Diamond, right? And it's a badass thing. I mean, he's got the whole 9 yards, right? And we're watching the Texas game. Of course, they're my two buddies I'm with are huge Texas fans. One of them actually went to Texas. The other one, I think his sister did. Anyway, they're in full Texas gear watching, and I'm looking, and Texas is up 14 with like 8 minutes left. And my buddy turns around and he goes, "Oh, we got this in the bag." I'm like, "Oh, man, don't do that." I swing my club, he swings his, I look up, and it's 10-point lead. I'm like, oh, shit, Miami's got some momentum going. And then it goes from 10 to 8 to 6 to 4 to now Miami's up, and it was over. Mm-hmm. And that was a complete shit show. I mean, complete shit show. And I don't want to go over the post-game press conference that the interim head coach went over. I thought it was a complete pussy chicken shit way out.
Didn't he say they got lucky? Which one of them said that they got lucky? One of the coaches in the post game said the other team got lucky.
Oh no, I was talking about Texas saying, "Oh, we're happy to be there. This is a team, family, all this other shit."
Oh, I'm like, I don't remember. It could have been the Creighton game, but somebody said the other team just got lucky, and I was like, damn.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'd rather be lucky than good. I say it all the time on the golf course. I'd rather skull fuck a ball 200 yards down the middle of the fairway than be.
If I was upset about any team losing, it was definitely K-State. It was fun watching them play.
Yeah, I agree. To me, Miami's the wild card because they could just run away with this whole thing. They're so athletic. But then they can pull a Gonzaga and lose by 30.
But see, I don't think so. But UConn's just rolling. I mean, they're coming off a 23-point victory and then a 30 plus point victory.
28.
Yeah, I mean, they're just rolling everybody they're playing. Oh yeah, and then they beat St. Mary's by 15. I mean,
not even close.
Yeah, I mean, UConn's just fucking rolling.
Before Saturday, everybody said it's Texas's championship to lose.
I think it's UConn's.
Well, now it is.
I think whoever wins that bracket, UConn Miami, is going to win it all.
I disagree.
You got two hot teams coming in, UConn and Miami, and FAU and San Diego State played great, but that UConn and Miami is just playing another level.
I really would like to see FAU or San Diego State win it all.
I think San Diego State beats FAU Saturday. But then I think UConn and San Diego State match up very well. Especially like in the paint and in like the center positions. I might say his name wrong, but the center for UConn, I think it's like Sanogu or something like that. I mean, he's a monster, but then San Diego State's got beast as well. So I mean, I don't know. I'd like to see San Diego State UConn, but it's gonna be a physical game if them two make it.
Oh, and I'm glad you brought that up. The Elite Eight. I thought finally, and this is going against like what I said during football season, I think finally the officiating got better as the rounds went on and they allowed these kids to play. And it's okay that they've got a little blood on them. It's okay that they've got, a scratch here, and there's no whistle blown. I mean, they're letting these kids, they're allowing the kids to dictate who wins these games and who doesn't. versus what we saw during football season. Is it seems like, oh, Vegas called in, here's a flag. Oh, Vegas called in, here's another flag. I like the physicality that these teams are playing with. So, I agree with you, Tris. I would love to see that matchup, to see the physical fucking play in there, man. That gets me jacked up, ready to fucking go, man. I love it. So, in saying that, I mean, let's go ahead and pick them. We got FAU, San Diego State. They're playing here in Houston at Energy Stadium. 5:00 on Saturday, FAU, San Diego State. San Diego State favored by 2 points, as I see it now on ESPN. Donnie, what do you got? FAU, you can take the dog? Because they've always been barking, or are you taking San Diego State?
They've definitely barked this tournament. I mean, for sure. Yep. You can just see it by where we're at. But I'm going San Diego State. I think they've had a little tougher road to go through. And that's not saying that Florida Atlantic hasn't. I mean, they beat Kansas State, Memphis, Fairfield Dixon, but I just think San Diego State's had a rougher road to hoe, and they've stepped up every time that they needed to. So, Creighton, Alabama, Furman was playing really well, and then they beat Charleston. But I think San Diego State pulls it out. I think they cover. I think it's probably a 4 or 5 point game.
What do you think, Tristan? What do you got? You got San Diego State in the points. Or you got FAU barking.
No, I love San Diego State in this game. I honestly think the 2 point line's a little disrespectful, but I mean, hey, it might be a closer game than I think it's going to be. But I think San Diego State will win because they'll control the boards.
Really? I'm gonna go opposite of both of y'all. I've been on the dogs forever. I mean, I think the last podcast I was on, I had too many Joe Rogan alpha brains, and I was barking like a dog at you guys. But I've been on the dogs. I love the dogs. I'm gonna stay in this game right here. I'm gonna stay with the dog. I'm gonna take FAU plus the points, and of course, you're gonna sprinkle a little on the money line. I understand, and I agree with everything y'all say. But I've also agreed with everything I've said the past 4 rounds, and these dogs have just been covering and winning, and it's just been a beautiful thing to watch. And we can't just shut the TV off at halftime and say it's over, because I mean, come late in the fourth,
the game don't start till after the first half.
Yeah, exactly. And for most of these games, it hadn't started to about the 9-minute mark of the second half. So I'm going to take FAU plus the points here. I'm going to go opposite my guys. Miami, UConn, like y'all said, UConn's the hottest team. They've been rolling everybody. I think Miami's the most physically talented, gifted team in the old time. I mean, this team could probably go out, win a baseball game by themselves. They can probably go out and cover receivers and stuff. They're so athletic. I think this is very, very interesting. I'm going to go ahead and start this one off. This is the one favorite I am going to take. I don't think UConn will pull a Texas and give up the ghost in the last 4 minutes of the game. I think UConn covers this game by double digits. I don't think Miami can do the same thing. So I'm going to take UConn minus the points. Tristan, what do you got? Donnie, what do you got? I got UConn minus the points.
So I think UConn is playing super hot. Both teams match up really well. They're both at about 79 points per game. Obviously, Miami gives up more points compared to UConn, about 10 more points. The difference, I think, in this game is going to be turnovers. Miami steals a lot more aggressively. They play a lot more risky defense where they're trying to go for the ball a lot. But I think that actually works out very well for them because, as Tristan was saying, UConn's strength is down low, not in their guards. The guards have played amazing, but Miami is just a little bit more of a pressing team, and I think they can get the turnovers. So I'm going to take Miami in the points. I think it's going to be a really close game.
Wow. Okay. Very nice. I like that. Tristan, what do you got? You got UConn in the points. You got Miami. You got.
I think if there's any team at this point that can give Connecticut a scare, it's Miami. I like Miami. Plus 5.5. I mean, hell, they could even win this game.
Oh well, I mean, it's proven now anybody can win. I mean, FAU can win the whole fucking thing now.
Yeah.
But you like my? I can't believe, man.
I think it's. Well, part of me too is like the line being 5.5 feels weird to me. Like they've blown everybody out, and you're gonna set the line at 5. Yep. Shouldn't it be like 8, 9, 10? I mean, I'm just saying they've rolled through everybody. Like it doesn't matter who you put in front of them; they're beating them by 20 plus.
And have they played a Miami yet though? That's a difference.
I mean, Arkansas was rolling until they ran into UConn. Gonzaga was rolling until they ran into UConn.
Oh my God, let's not go to Gonzaga.
I'm just saying. Like
they're not Miami's. They're not that athletic.
Which is why I'm taking Miami.
Yeah, I think the difference is you had some high expectations from Gonzaga, and they just choked. I mean, Arkansas got exposed pretty bad. SMC and Iona are not really matches. But Miami has had it tough way the whole time. I mean, they had Indiana who was playing pretty good ball, and they spanked them for 16. Then they pulled off Texas and got them for 14. So you got to understand. I mean, Texas game was the closest game they've had, and they were down a lot, but then they just stormed back like nobody's business. So
yeah,
I think Miami, and like Tristan said, I think a little bit on the money line.
I just think Texas just pulled a Texas, and that's it. Hey, what do you think about? Give me some scores here. This is something we don't do often. I don't know. Does anybody have the totals for these games? I don't have.
I'm looking at them.
Okay, what's the FAU San Diego State total, bro?
131.5.
131.5. What's the Miami UConn total?
150.
149.5.
Okay. Yeah, and what would you say, Donnie? They average 70-something points a game?
Both teams average almost 80 points a game. It'll go over. This game's going over.
Yeah, give me the under in FAU game and then the over in Miami.
Okay. Yeah. I like it. That's where I wanted to go with this. I was wondering what y'all were gonna do, what y'all wanted to do. I like the overs on both. I like it's that time of year. We're gonna jack the threes. It's the whole
see some points.
Yeah, everybody wants to see some points. These kids are gonna be jacking it up. They're shooting from an ungodly range this year. Like the 3-point line doesn't even need to exist. They're not even close to the fucking 3-point line. These kids.
They're pulling up from the logo. Like sometimes.
Yeah, and it's like it seems like it's a free throw for these kids nowadays. They're definitely going to have to. Yeah, they're going to have to pull the 3-point line back, or make a 4-point line. I don't know.
Whatever. I tell you, whatever. UConn center's rebounds is, I'd like his over. Whatever it's set at. He's really good. Sonogo. He's really good at grabbing boards. I like Sonogo.
Wow, that's awesome.
Let me see.
So you guys, so just to recap on what we've got, you two guys are on San Diego to cover the points, and you two guys are on Miami to bite as a dog, and I am completely opposite. I like San Diego to cover. No, I like FAU to cover the 2 and even win maybe. And I like UConn to waffle stomp this Miami team. I just think that comeback, it was just too much. Like it's a hangover time maybe. I don't know. And then we're traveling to Houston, to Energy Stadium. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. You guys got anything else on this Final Four podcast, Donnie?
I mean, who do we think wins it all now? That's the big question. I mean, I think the winner comes from the Connecticut Miami game, and I honestly think it's going to be Miami. But I'm curious what you guys think.
Yeah, I don't think there's a doubt there. I mean, it's going to come from the Miami UConn side, I think. Of course, Tristan likes San Diego State already. He likes San Diego State. Yeah. And I'm with you. I mean, I don't even know. I know I'm going to bet the overs. I don't know if I'm going to bet the side. I think I'm just going to bet the total so I can root like hell.
Hey, do y'all remember right before the tournament started and Z sent to our text thread about the teams that had this chance to win or whatever. Do y'all remember what I said? I told y'all I liked Miami this year.
Yeah.
And I didn't take yeah, you do. Shut the fuck up. And
I'm gonna look.
I didn't take a freaking future on them or nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, we were I remember you saying something. I remember
it ain't on a text thread of mine.
I remember I said that
I just searched Miami and I don't see it.
They were the most talented team. Like these kids could probably be a good sprint relay team. They could probably, play well in the outfield. They could probably be DBs. I mean, that's how talented these kids are. So anyway, they're really good. Well, anyway, I hope everybody cashes. Make sure you go to YouTube and follow us. Like, share, drop a comment or two. Make sure you follow us over there. I appreciate everybody listening in. It'll be Saturday. Coach Z's first drink of the day. First drink in almost 40 days will be Saturday for the Final Four. Maybe I can last one or two drinks without falling on my face and watching the whole thing. But Donnie, thanks for joining in. Tristan, thank you for joining in.
Sorry, I was late, boys.
Well, you're fine, man. This is the Final Four show, the Coachescall Final Four show podcast. So we will see y'all Saturday after the games, hopefully, and we'll see how it goes out. But I hope everybody's tickets cash. Until then, we'll see you Saturday, boys. Adios.